All right, super sad, but it is what it is. And this is episode 255 on BU Squalor, and we're going to start this episode by going over the players that we re-signed during the season. And we started by re-signing our star linebacker, who's gone through the rebalancing, which knocked his ratings down. He's 34 years old now. Signed him to a 3-year, $18 million deal. I expect him to retire probably. We're going to build up his speed because it's going to be 84 speed. So he might be the beneficiary of the speed check. I don't know yet. But he is a BU Squalor favorite, as he has spent his entire career with us. And this is year number 15. So, 15 years as a linebacker in the NFL. Wow. That's amazing. So his stats for the year: 106 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss, 5 interceptions, 5 pass defense, 1 forced fumble on 1,070 snaps, first in tackles for a loss, easily first in interceptions on the team, and tied third in pass defenses. He got an A. He's a little iffy in coverage sometimes, but he's a beast. We re-signed our fullback, superstar fullback that isn't really developing as quickly as I expected. Gave him a B minus. He ran the ball 12 times for 35 yards and had 18 catches and 2 touchdowns for 174 yards, but he's mainly a blocking back, even though his impact blocking isn't great. And his run blocking is, but needs some more impact blocking. And he just doesn't get much experience. So, got him too. And he's a superstar. And then we re-signed DeAndre Henderson. He played slot, and he had 68 catches for 878 yards, which is the most on the team, 7 touchdowns. So he was second in receptions, first in yards, and second in touchdowns on 774 snaps. He's pretty phenomenal. Superstar, 27 years old. He is like our only whatever, and I can see that it says he's 26 on the age here, so that means that they counted him a new year, which means regression has probably taken place too, right? Is that true? Are you guys regressed now? It's thinking about it. I think that means that no, it's not done yet. Yep. All right, DeAndre Henderson. And then our final re-signing, other than practice squad players, was Casey Wims. So we only re-signed 4 players. And Casey Wims, 83 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, 10.5 sacks, 2 pass defenses, 3 forced fumbles. That's first in tackles and loss, first in sacks, and first in forced fumbles. So I gave him an A. He's the only really solid defensive lineman I have. And as we talked about Adrian Best in the postseason there, of maybe not continuing that experiment and getting some value out of him now. He's expensive. The rest of them are practice squad players. They don't matter. Not resigns. We did not resign Jerron Brazell. We didn't have the money for it. That's the reason. Plus, he's up there in age, and he'll be 32, 33. So all his stats will drop to the 80s, and his speed will be 88, which isn't terrible, but he had 75 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 5 pass defenses on 1,000 snaps, no interceptions, C minus. Javonta Slade, the free safety, he didn't have enough snaps. He had 8 tackles and a pass defense on 219 snaps, gets an incomplete, not worth it. Quarterback Bronson Walsh, who helped us win our divisional round game, but against the Giants, which is cool. Not so much against the Lions, who were just overwhelming. I gave him a D on his stats. They're not great. 59% completion, 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Only took 2 sacks. And then Eric Fountain, Fontaine, the defensive tackle, turned left end. Didn't play enough, and only 57 snaps in that position. Schmidt paid mostly everything, and that's the not resigned. We cut Giovanni Savage in week 2, the middle linebacker. That seems like a long time ago. And Kyan Conrad, who really had a decent career with us. But going back to the not resigns, I want to do just a quick little Jerron Brazil thing, because remember, we gave him the +10 and then said that I'm not going to do that to make it more fair for the other teams and only get +1s, but then he went through the rebalance anyways. But he was the #1 pick overall at 1 point, and you can see 4, 2, 7, 24, 1 interception. He must have missed most of the game there. 5, 7, 4, 1. Not a big interception guy, but streaky, I guess. Didn't really bring much sacks to the table. Pass deflections, pretty good. And on the general stats, so only 9 games in 25, 13 and 27. Relatively healthy, definitely better than Kevin King. So he will be missed as a guy that had 96 speed at 1 point, I think, before we did the thing. I mean, he was pretty jacked up and juiced up. That's pretty cool. Fontaine, I don't think he ever really got any chances to go. Last year was his big year. 3.5 sacks. Bronson Walsh. Did Bronson Walsh actually even start a season? Former first-round pick, Bronson Walsh. Never. This was his biggest year. Maybe 4 years as a backup. And that's. Then we traded away Antonio Lloyd, the cornerback, to the Rams because we felt good, and then we actually were short cornerbacks for Clarence Kroom, who never even played. Or maybe he did. He played 50 snaps, so that's pretty funny. Could have used Lloyd, I think, a little bit on defense there after Fenton, or not, after Cotty got hurt. That was a risk I took and didn't work out well. Glenn Stufad fell to quick development, superstar development, so that's not good either. We have a lot of offensive line. We're paying a lot of money to our offensive line, and it feels like they're going the wrong way. They're all older now. I think he's not in regression yet. Oh yeah, he is. Stufad is in regression. Yes, and Matson will be. So that's not good. Oh, I know. Sorry. We wanted to look at Offensive Player of the Week, week 19. Banks Wilson. So we did not get a Player of the Week. Their free safety did. Banks Wilson. Yep. Nothing there. That's the end of that. Next up is the draft tracker. And how I want to do this is by round. No, first we want to do year, and then we want to go by round. And we'll look at it that way. All right, so 2017 was Romel Foreman, the tight end that stayed on the team for 4 years. And then next up is Neil Stallings, is our 2018 first round pick, and he is still on the team, and we already talked about him. Our 2019 first round pick was Juwan Mixon. We traded him in 26. Asher Favors was our 2021 pick. I know I'm going way back, but just as a reminder, we traded him. We didn't re-sign him in 24. So played 3 years, played 4 years for us. Changed the method that I did later on, so they actually got whatever. Jerome Brazell was our first round pick in 22, along with Vince Trent. Jerome Brazell is not being re-signed. Vince Trent will be on the team for 1 more year. Antonio Bolovi was the 2000. We did not have a first round pick in 23. 2024 was Antonio Bololi. We traded him away to the Colts in 26. If he had a good rookie year and a not so good sophomore year, and we moved on from him and tried multiple quarterbacks. That was not the best idea until we got Donald Groves. Our 2025 first round pick was Fenton Pettis, and he got a C on the year. First in pass defenses, but just 1 interception. He's not a good interceptor. We just do not get playmaking corners. I don't know if that's maybe needs to be sliders need to be adjusted. Glenn Stuvid moved from right tackle from left guard. He was originally drafted as a left guard, as the 32nd pick overall. Gave up 1 sack on 1,195 snaps, and I could kind of show you these people so you know where they are. But this guy. Okay. Next up on our first round picks was in 26 was Keelan Bibbs, and we let him play for 4 years and did not re-sign him, as he really wasn't even as good as Antonio Bolovi with a C, an F, a D, and an incomplete. Our 2027 first round pick, we had 2 of them, was tight end Austin Zufex, and he started off a little slow in his career, but the last 2 years have been pretty solid. He had 75 catches, which is first on the team, for 731 yards, which was second, but not a lot of red zone touchdowns. But we have wide receivers. We have a lot of red zone wide receivers, so I can see how that is the case. Jabari Mack was our other 2027 first round pick, and we traded him in week 8 of 30. Bronson Walsh, we talked about already. He was our 28 first round pick. This says Lewis McLaughlin was a... That doesn't seem right. Let me look. 29 draft tracker. Packers had the number 2 pick overall and took Lewis McLaughlin. And that's right, because we only gave 1 point. So, is that on my 10? Oh yeah, I didn't know he was a number 2 overall. I couldn't remember that. Wow. Anyways. So he's been on the team for 3 years, and this year he got a B, 87 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 6 pass defenses, 1 forced fumble. Tied second in sacks on the team, which is not good, and second in pass defenses. And he was a 29, and then we also had another 29, and that was our backup tight end. He got a C. Played 469 snaps, mostly rushing snaps, 2 tight end sets, so didn't get really a lot of chances to catch the ball. Craig Billups was a defensive tackle taken in 30. We had 2 first round picks in 30. Craig Billups, who I believe is the backup to incomplete, backup to Adrian Best, and then Emilio Gates was a first round pick, and he is the backup For some reason, he is now third on the list. Fourth, I mean. Emilio Gates, third in kick returning. He had 8 catches for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that's a good percentage. And he had a 3.6 yard carry. That's not good. Give him a C. Our 31 first round pick was picked 32nd. And that was, I consider, one of the fine standouts this time. And he's got a lot of experience. Oh, defensive player of the week for that week. That's why that goes up. I got a lot of points for that. Give him a B. 47 tackles, 7 tackles for a loss, 4.5 sacks, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble. That's second on the team in sacks. Third, tackles for a loss. So that's our first round picks. Not going to do that for everything, you know, the other players that have been traded away or whatever, but we're going to go down the list here. For second round picks, Adrian Best was a second round pick. 49 tackles, 7 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Fourth in sacks on the team. Tied third in tackles for a loss. 3 sacks is fourth on the list? That doesn't seem right. Let me check that out real quick. I don't believe it, guys. I don't believe it. Oh, yeah. LC yep. Okay. All right, going back there. You got to see our other second round player on our team is the center, Jackson Gunn. Here, Jackson Gunn, and I gave him an A. Went to the Pro Bowl. Not so many Pro Bowlers. I think there was 3 Pro Bowlers on this team. 1,134 snaps, no sacks given up. Ish Bacati was a second round pick in 27, and he was tied second on the team in interceptions. I gave him C+. Kelsey Steed, second round pick in 27 as well. Third in tackles, third in sacks. 88 tackles. C-, just not doing what I want him to do. Antonio Lloyd was a second round pick in 28. We traded him on week 8. And we got an incomplete grade for free safety Darren Eccles. These are all second round picks. There he is. Gave a B to Mason Day, playing guard now. 3 sacks given up. Did really well. Donald Groves is a second round pick and unfortunately got hurt again in the playoffs. He's done that 2 years in a row. Gave him a B+, 100.5 rating, 21 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Russell Herbert was a second round pick in 30, and he is the third team is like got something. Anyways, this is the third. He's got an incomplete grade. Dustin Smith got to play a lot. Got a C- for his 970 snaps. He's just a guy. He reminds me a lot of Dean Lowry. Maybe, yeah, Dean Lowry over Tyler Lancaster. Somewhere in there. Incomplete grades for tight end DeMarcus Blackburn here. And the fullback or halfback, Lucky, both incomplete. Didn't have enough things. That's our second rounders or third rounders that are available on the team is Michael Hutchinson from 28. Give him a B- for his work. And Michael Weldon got a C for his work on the defensive side. Just behind Sitton. And maybe he needs to go right outside linebacker. I don't know. Give him some more chances. Steve Glanton is a left end that was signed off our practice squad. Didn't give a chance to do that. We have new... No, we do have fourth rounders. Lots of fourth rounders, but most of the early fourth rounders and third rounders are all cut from the team. It's pretty amazing when you look at this. Wish I could show you this. I'll have to show you one time just how the lines work out, how the third, fourth, just big black blockouts for the players that have. You have a hard time once you get into that third round, fourth round thing. Third rounders too. Fourth rounders, Jordan Madsen. Now there's a third round gem right there. Highest rated player. He started as a 76. He's now a 92 quick dev. Started as a left tackle and moved to right tackle. Or was a right tackle, moved to left tackle. Give him B minus, 10 sacks. Gave up. Still really good. Two not resigned incompletes, Javonte Slade and Eric Fontaine. We talked about them already. Got Shad Kamardi, which was on the practice squad. And Titus Harewood, who did not have enough stats to qualify as Vince Trent's backup. And Emilio Gates backup. He was actually the third tight end down there. Fifth round people. Right end Will Radovich. I don't know why I did that. I thought because he had a good first year, and then I just didn't use him anymore. We have 5 sacks on 637 snaps, and then it's been nothing, and he's been paid like big bucks, you know? What a terrible idea. Kason Wims, 5th round pick. Kason Wims is definitely plays above his ratings. They're just right or whatever, and I gave him an A. He had 10.5 sacks, 83 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, which is first in the team, first in forced fumbles, 1,080 snaps. He is our best defensive lineman. Kendall Kern was a kicker. He was on a practice squad. Murray Burnt is a cornerback that was on the practice squad. 6 rounders. Moving along the list here. 6 rounders that Brandon Finlaw. This is the only wide receiver that I drafted on our team. Finlaw, and he is the kick returner. He didn't even play great because he didn't even play that much. Only 154 snaps. Second in kick returning, first in punt returning. Only punt returner we got, so that would explain that. There's Kyron Conrad, we talked about. He was a 6th round pick and he was cut. He had one good year where he had 107 tackles, which was second in the tackles, and the rest of the time not so much. But then left tackle, was his name Keon Folknut? Didn't even see him anymore. Incomplete. 7th round. Okay, that was the 6th round. 7th rounders. There's only 2 7th rounders on the team at the moment that made it. And that is our punter. He's good, but he's old now. Scott Weary gave him an A+ this year. 35-year-old punter now, but he was tied first in average, tied first in net, 4th inside the 20, tied first for touchbacks, and first in long. So he's that's not much more you can ask for that. Boise State punter, just a phenomenal one. And then right tackle, Jackson Lloyd was the other 7th rounder. You see him right there. So that, my friends, is every single draft pick that's left on the team. It's not a lot, really, when you think about it. I mean, on the team of 53 players. Currently, if it counts, I don't know if it'll count them all for me. 34. 34 are drafted. Well, actually, it's more than that, but some of them are not re-signed, so we'll just grab them all. And that is 41 of 53 players. So I guess it is a lot. So, okay, that's the rundown of the status of the team. And we are moving on to the Pro Bowl. And not playing in the Super Bowl. And next week is the Super Bowl. I got a couple of people that are going to be on the not resigned list that I haven't marked down yet. And I wish they would do one more week. So you can figure out who's wins the Super Bowl without being in the off season. Hire staff. We need a chief scout. I thought it said we need a chief scout. Oh, this is the guy for the Packers, and I can't like get him again. Sign with the Packers as well. Okay. Well, defensive back, offensive line, quarterback, wide receiver. Do we want to look at wide receivers? Here. What do you think? Okay. Check that out, I guess. Got some players. We're picking 29th, 32nd in the second round. So we have the Lions pick. A couple Lions picks. We're picking so late. So late. Why do we even scout those early players? Well, I haven't scouted anyone yet. I really think the Lions are going to win the game. I don't think the Broncos have much of a chance. The Lions were just too much for all the teams that they faced, and it's taken a long time. But Vince Trent retired, and I did not save. Neil Stallings retired. I should have saved before we get to this point. So we need to save a game called 2032. And before we move on, we will go back to 2031 and we will review the careers of Neil Stallings and Vince Trent, as both of them called it a day. And we can see that JT Kyle retired. Super Bowl. Detroit lost to Denver. Denver, the Broncos, the 6-seeded Broncos win the Super Bowl against the Lions. And that makes me so happy because now the Vikings and the Lions have lost the Super Bowl. Only the Bears won the Super Bowl in our division. And the Seahawks did once too. So Seahawks, Bears. The Seahawks aren't in a division, but I'm just saying. And Yeah, look at that. Player stats. Philip Downing had not a great game. Banks Wilson averaged 10 yards a carry. They didn't give him the ball enough. Maybe he got hurt. No, I don't think so. Oh, they have Connie Cunningham. He's really phenomenal too. Remember, he's the halfback that won MVP twice. Ford, Jude Barnett. Wow, the tight end just went off. Defensively, yeah, yeah. Philip Downing just had a bad game. That's what cost them. The Lions lost the Super Bowl. I'm kind of shocked by that. Have to admit, not expect that. Got a new. Let's look at retirements. Jason Urlacher retires. Oh, Emmanuel Bully. That's the cornerback that they're trying to pick on. Vince Trent and Neil Stallings retired. Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles, are you like the last real player? I think Jared Goff is still playing. Nico Painter. He was on the Bears originally. Nick Humphreys. Reggie Ragland. Bradley Pinion. I bet you he was really up there. Sorry if I'm too quiet. JT Kyle calls it quits. Ray Fennell retires. Kevin Gold. Andrew Janis. 2-year deal. People re-signing players right now? Guess they did wait till the very end. Oh, this is the very end, yeah, today. This is their last chance to get some of those players. There's our team now. Oh man, the defense. The defense just went way down. That's amazing. Aren't in there. I can't believe the Lions lost. I didn't expect that at all. We got Matt Ward. '84 speed. Middle linebacker. Alden. Who's that middle linebacker core? Whew, boy. Vince Trent retired. Wow. 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 All right, through the magic of saves, we go back in time and we can look at Neil Stallings. Since he's retired, Neil Stallings stats. Neil Stalling was a first-round pick, 28th overall in 2018, and he was a 77 overall slow development linebacker with great stats, and he did win the 20-25 thing. He turned out to be 20, and through the years, I gave him an A, a B, an A minus, an A plus, an A minus, an A plus, an A minus, a B, A plus, A, B plus, B minus, and an A for last year. So 170 tackles in his first year, 2 interceptions, 132, 127, 110, 140, 34, 5 interceptions. Never a big sack guy. But big tackler, except for 30 where he was hurt, and 106 this time. If we look at his general stats, won 11 games, but 9 games in that year, 11 games. Healthy a lot, and his ridiculous. He was the 2018 tackle leader, 170 tackles. I bet not, Defensive Rookie of the Year for 2018. He was Defensive Player of the Year for 20, 24, and 27. So let's look at that. And that also included the year that J.J. Watt had 27 sacks, and he still won Defensive Player of the Year because of the Madden. That's silly. Just saying. Let me slide this over here. Okay. So we said 20. So this is Defensive Player of the Year category. I guess. And then 24. 2 sacks, 5 interceptions. No forced fumbles. And then 27. You can kind of see that they weren't his best years, that's for sure. For tackling and stuff like that. But they were the best that the teams could offer. And then he was best linebacker in 20 as well. Those stats. So, Neil Stallings, guys. This was a fun career. So, 17 to 31, or 18 to 31, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years with us as the heart and soul of the defense, the middle linebacker that we always needed, wanted, and whatnot. And then Vince Trent retired. So we'll look at Vince Trent. As well, Vince Trent, let's see, we'll do the draft tracker. Gotta be an easier way to do this. Sometimes it's... Oops. What's going on? Working on it. Okay. Halfbacks. Vince Trent. He was the first normal development, 32nd pick overall in the first round, 21 years old, 77 overall. Oh, I said that already. And I gave him a C+ in his first year. An A+, A++, A++, A+++, A+, A+++, A-, not resigned A, and an A, and now he retired. So let's look at his stats. And so that first year, 3.4 yards a carry, and then almost 2,000 yards. And remember, we benched him once he got to 2,000 because I didn't want him just killing the system because he just ran the ball so much. So 4.7, 5.3 yards a carry, 5.2, 5.1, 5.4 yards a carry, and 28, 4 yards a carry, 4.6, 4.4. There's the rebalancing. That's what that probably is right there. And he got hurt probably. So there's the carry the ball a lot for considering how much he how many snaps he had. Catch the ball, kind of. Not really a big threat out of the backfield. 30 was his best year. What was again? There was something. Oh, and we're gonna look at his thing. He was the he's a 4-time MVP. 24. Gotta go to receiving, rushing. 24, 25, 26. So 3 times in a row. And then he got hurt in 28. So if you get 2,000 yards, you get some MVP things. And he was best running back in 23, 24, 25, not in 26, but in 30. best running back and 19 touchdowns. There's the 23, 22 touchdowns, 23 touchdowns. And then offensive player of the year in 24, 25, 26, not 27, 28, and 30. Offensive player of the year. So, I mean, these are key people in this franchise that we are now saying goodbye to as they retire. And we'll look in the legacy stats and see where they stand when we get to the other save. But whew, man, these are worse than like Shaheem Favors. He was kind of a fan favorite of mine too. This 96 speed. So, but I'll be right back and we'll be in the other save. Here's a quick look at our not resigns. Jerron Brazil, 83 overall. So now we definitely know that regression is in. Devontae Slade, not resigning him. Mason Kitchens, not resigning him. LaMarcus Alika, not going to resign him. Bronson Wallace, definitely not. Eric Fonten, Gage Ghost could be resigned if he wouldn't be only a 90 speed. If he was a 94, 96 speed, yeah, then I would do it. But and then the quarterback. So we're gonna go look at regression and scout. Got a new scout and our regression. I'm sorry. Getting a little tired. It's 1 in the morning. Lewis Cummings, whew, 34 points. Byron Jackson, 34 points. Antonio Pierman, 26. So we're kind of banking on this guy, not so much this one. But Antonio Pierman, 26. Benton Bond, 26. Ron Brazil, doesn't matter. Adrian Best drops 20. Jonathan Bradham drops 18. Speed drops to 90. He's fine. I mean, that's okay. Jackson Gunn drops 16. Scott Weary. Kick power drops 2 more to 92. Kind of questionable there now. Glenn Struvid, 13. CJ Mark, not dropping power at all. Marcus Ioka, it doesn't matter. Fenton Pettis, 6 points. No speed. That's good. Ish. Injury, getting older. Injury, that's fine. No speed again. So their drops did not include speed, so that's good for them. And Lewis Cummings is gonna be, I think Byron Jackson might be in trouble to keep his job. Maybe both of these guys, I don't know. All right, Lions. The Super Bowl losing Lions, Will Kraft, Jeffrey Witherspoon, 97 overall. Banks Wilson's a 95 overall. Hayden still stays at a 99 overall. Jabari Mack. Oh, that's right, Jabari Mack. We didn't really pay attention to that, but Vikings. Grant. Glover. Nothing too major here, huh? Bears. Different Bridgewater. Mike Jarrett, 93 overall. 35-year-old quarterback. Marvin Ali. Henry Bridgewater is still a 99 overall. And that, my friends, is the regression that we pay attention to. And we'll look at start next week, or the free agency in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Views Caller signing off.